Good morning once again. I welcome you in this another session of power system analysis. In this, we are going to discuss about the remaining part of unsymmetrical faults. In the last lecture, we have studied about the unsymmetrical faults with that example of single line to ground fault. We have also seen the example on the single line to ground fault with few of the MCQs, multiple choice questions on the type. Now, after this, we are going to discuss about the line to line fault and double line to ground fault. It's very important to understand the concept because most of the questions, either in the competition exams or in the gate examinations, have been asked frequently from this topic. So, let's move further. So, what were the unsymmetrical faults? We have discussed that in the previous lecture that there are three types of unsymmetrical faults that are line to line fault, line to ground fault, which is also called a single line to ground fault, and double line to ground fault. Now, let's see what are the line to line faults. The line to line faults or the unsymmetrical line to line faults are those types of faults in which the two of the lines or the phases of the transmission line get short circuited with each other. Look at this diagram. Look at this diagram. In this, we can see that we are having the K node which gets short circuited with the another K node of the another line. That is the phase B and phase C get short circuited through an impedance ZF, which is called as the fault impedance. This is called as fault impedance. Now this fault impedance may or may not exist depending on the type of the short circuit. Now let us assume that the fault has occurred at the node K of the network as shown in the figure, and in this the phase B and C got short circuited through the impedance ZF. Now we know that since the system is unloaded, we have assumed while going into this, we have pre-assumed that the system was unloaded before the occurrence of the fault. Therefore, since the system is unloaded, that is your this IF A is equal to 0. Let us assume this equation number is 8, and we can see that IF A is equal to 0. Now also look at this phase B and C. You can see the IFB is flowing from this way, and IFC is flowing in this way. The direction of the IFB and fault current of the phase C are different, are opposite to each other. That's why we can say that the IFB is equal to minus of IFC. Let us assume that from figure equation number 8 and 9, let is equation number 9, let from this equation number 8 and 9 I can write that IF A012 is equal to C matrix into IFA, IFB and minus of IFB, since it is actually IFC which is equal to minus of IFB. Okay, so that's why we have replaced this term IFC with the term minus of IFP. Now when I substitute this matrix C, I will substitute it like this 1 upon 3, and it will be 0 alpha minus alpha square into IFB and alpha square minus of alpha, which is equal to into IFB, where alpha is your operator, which is nothing but one angle 120 degree. We have already seen this alpha operator in the previous sessions, so go through those videos for more detailing about the alpha operators. Now look at this. Since we know that IFA is equal to 0 and IFA naught, that is a zero sequence component, this is your zero sequence fault current. This is your zero sequence fault current, which is equal to 0, and fault positive sequence fault current and the negative fault sequence fault current are magnitude wise are equal, but they are having opposite phases. That is, it is IFA1 is equal to minus of IFA2. So these are basically nothing but the positive and negative sequence current fault currents. So in this you can see that when we have a line-to-line fault, a short circuit has occurred between the two phases of the transmission line of three-phase system through an impedance of ZF. Now, therefore, we know that no zero sequence current. Now we know that there is no zero sequence current. There is no zero sequence current in the is injected into the network at the bus K, and hence the zero sequence remains dead network. So if their current is zero, that means that network would also be acting as a dead network. Okay, it's important to remember that in a line-to-line fault, the zero sequence current does not exist, and due to this, the zero sequence circuit will also remain dead in the overall network. Therefore, only the positive and the negative sequence currents are negative to of each other and are the only one which are existing in this. So from this figure we can say that the VKB minus VKC, that is from node K to the for the base this phase voltages for these two is will be equal to VB minus VKC is equal to ZF into IFB. ZF into IFB. So when I substitute the values for these equations, then I will get that VKB minus VKC is equal to VKB naught plus VKB1 plus VKB2. VKB naught 0, 1, 2 are basically the zero sequence, positive sequence and negative sequence voltages for the phase B. Similarly, I have written this for the phase C, which is equal to VKC naught, VKC1 and VKC2. So when I substitute these values, that is your VKB1 minus VKBC plus VKB2 minus VKC2. Now we know that the since the volt fault is these are equal, VKB naught and VKC naught will be equal to 0. So therefore we will get alpha square minus alpha, that is VKB minus VKC equal to alpha square minus alpha equal into VK1 minus of VK2. Let us assume this equation number 13 now. Moreover, since IFA naught is equal to IFA not equal to 0, just a second, let us see once again. Let us see once again that moreover, since IFA naught is equal to IFB naught, which is equal to 0, therefore IFA1 is equal to minus of IFB2. Therefore, we can say that IFB is equal to IFB1 plus IFB2, which is equal to, when we substitute alpha square IFA1 plus alpha IFB2, which is equal to alpha square minus alpha into IFA1. We know that I just substituted this IFB1 in terms of alpha square IFA1. Is this clear? And this IFB2 in terms of alpha IFA2. Okay, IFA1. It will be IFA1. Okay, therefore VK1 minus VK2 will be equal to ZF into IFA1. I hope this is clear to you. So from equation number this and equation number 14, we can say now from equation number 12 and 15. Now, now from equation number 12 and 15, we can say that the positive and negative sequence networks are in parallel. Why they are parallel? Because when the currents are equal, we can, and negative, that we can say from the voltages as well, that is your IFA1 is equal to minus of IFA2, which is equal to VF ZKK1 plus ZKK2 plus ZF. So if we draw, so if we draw So if I draw the sequence circuit for the line to line fault, I can draw it like this, that ZZKK1, which is which this is the positive side, and this will be the negative side, and this is the fault impedance. Okay, so this ZKK1 and ZKK2 are the Thevenin's equivalent voltages for the positive and the negative sequence circuits, and ZF is the false impedance. So IFA1 is flowing in this direction, and IFA2 will be flowing in this direction, and we know that these two voltages are connected in parallel to this ZF. I hope this is clear to you for the line to line faults. Now let's see an example how to basically do this. Let's take an example. Look at this generator. Assume this generator, an unloaded generator, in which a line to line fault has occurred between the phase B and C, and the short basically it is a bolted short circuit, which means the ZF is equal to 0. Okay, in the bolted short circuit, we assume with that ZF, the fault impedance, is assumed to be equal to 0. Now we know that in from the previous equations, we can say that IFB1 and IFBC are equal, but they are with the negative polarities. They are opposite. Okay, since the generator is unloaded, so we can say that IFA fault current for the phase A will be equal to 0. From the previous slide also it can be seen clearly. So we can say that VAN is equal to EAN. Your VAN will be equal to your EAN, which is equal to 1 per unit. Okay, and VBN is equal to EBN, which is equal to VBN is equal to EBN minus J 0.225 IFB. I hope this is clear to you. Now, basically this 0.225 is the mutual inductance between these two phases, A and phase B. Okay. Similarly, we can write it for the VCN, that VCN is equal to ECN minus mutual inductance between the phase B, phase C and phase A, and which is equal to 1 angle 120 degree plus J 0.225 into IFB. Now we know that VBN equal to VCN. So we can combine the above two equations and we will get that IFB is equal to minus of IFC, which is equal to 1 angle 120 degree minus 1 angle 120 degree upon J 0.45, which is equal coming to be minus 3.849 per unit. We are assuming to all the values in the per unit values only. Therefore, if we write the equations of the current of fault currents in symmetrical components, then I can write it using the C matrix, that is equal to IFA 012 is equal to C into IFA, this is your IFB and this is your IFC. Therefore, IFA, IFB, and IFC. I've just substituted the values of IFA, IFB, and IFC. So we were getting that these values as this one. And when we substitute the C matrix, we will get this one. This is your answer. Okay, so basically we have calculated the fault values of current for phase A for 0 positive and negative sequence components, and we have seen that the zero sequence component in case of line to line faults are equal to 0, and only the positive and negative sequence components will be existing. And if we draw the sequence network for these type of faults, for the LL faults, for line to line faults, we will see that the positive and negative sequence components are circuits are connected in parallel to the ZF. Okay, that is the fault impedance in the previous circuit. Now from this previous equation we can also say that IFA1 is equal to minus of IFA2. That's obviously we can say. Therefore we can say that the neutral current IN is equal to 0, since we can write the VA equal to 1. Therefore VB equal to VC is equal to VBN, which is equal to minus 0.5. Okay. Therefore, if I write the positive sequence, negative sequence of zero sequence voltage for the phase A, I can write it like this: VA, VB, and VC. Therefore, I will be getting this one. That is 0, 0.5, and 0.5. Therefore, VA1 is equal to 0.5 and VA2 is also coming to be 0.5, which are same as obtained before. I hope this is clear to you, that how the positive, negative, and zero sequence voltages and currents are being obtained for a line-to-line short circuit for an unsymmetrical fault of line-to-line short type. Let's move further. Now the next is the double line to ground fault. Now in the double line to ground fault, it is quite similar to the combination of line-to-line fault and single line to ground fault. Basically, a faulted segment which has been shown to you in this diagram, that is the three phase systems has been there. A, B, C are the three phases. At the node K, the B and C phases are get short circuited with a ground through a fault impedance of ZS. Now, if the phases B and C got short circuited through the impedance ZF to the ground, the system is unloaded also, and the occurrence of the fault, we will have the same condition as in case of the line to ground fault for a phase A current type. Therefore, if I write the equation for this, I can say that IFA naught is equal to what? It is equal to 1 by 3 IFA plus IFB plus IFC. If I write the zero sequence component for the fault, then I would be writing it like 1 by 3 IFA plus IFB plus IFC, which is, when we substitute that, it will be coming to this one, because we know that IFA is equal to 0. Which is IFA? IFA is this one. There is no short circuit for this phase A. That's why there is no fault current at the phase A. Only the fault currents will be existing at the phase B and phase C. Is this clear to you? Now, look at this again. Come to the equation, that if I write the voltage equations from node K or with reference to the phase B, which is equal to the node will be equal to the reference to the node K for phase C. Okay, so if I write this, I will be writing that ZF VABC, this current, this voltage VKB and VKC. So if I write this equation, VKC, which is equal to VBC, which is equal to your IB plus IC. The current flowing through this ZF is equal to IB plus IC. So I have written this over here that ZF is ZF into IP plus IC, which is equal to 3ZF into IFA naught from this equation. From this equation. Therefore, if I write the positive, negative, and zero sequence components with respect to the node K, I will be writing it like this, that with the multiplication of the C matrix, then it will be equal to the phase values for the different voltages. When I substitute these values, I will be getting this as VKA plus 2 VKB, which is upon VKB is equal to this, and VKB is equal to this. I have substituted this VKB. This is actually nothing but your VKC, but this is equal to the VKB. That's why I have written over here. Okay. So therefore, we can say that VKA1 equal to VKA2 from the previous equation. Look at this. From this previous equation, I can say that VKA1. This is your VKA1, and this is your VKA2. These two are equal. Therefore, if I write this equation that 3 VKA0 which is equal to VKA2 plus 2 VKB which is equal to VKA0, VKA1, VKA2 and 2 VKB. Now from these equations 20 and 21 and 18, I can say that VKA1 equal to VKA2 which is equal to VKA0 minus 3ZF into IFA0. This is very important equation. Now, since IFA naught is equal to 0, now IFA naught is equal to 0, we have IFA naught is equal to plus IFA1 plus IFA2 equal to 0. Okay. Therefore, if I segregate, I can write it that IFA1 will be equal to that VF upon ZKK1 plus ZKK2 parallel with this combination of zero sequence component. I am writing it with the complete Z0. This is your Z2 and this is your Z1. So it will be plus this parallel combination of these two. I hope this is clear now. Okay, so this is ZKK1, ZKQ are basically nothing, but these are your Thevenin's equivalent impedances for the different networks, for the positive and negative sequence and zero sequence circuits. Okay, so when I open this, I will be getting this equation as number 23. Okay, now the equivalent Thevenin's equivalent circuit which is being figured, we will get it like this. That is your IFA naught is this and IFA2 and which is equal to minus of IFA. Okay, and when I draw the Thevenin's equivalent circuit for a two-phase line to ground fault, then we can see that from this you can see your positive sequence circuit is coming in series with the parallel combination of negative sequence component and zero sequence component. This is your zero sequence circuit and this is your negative sequence circuit. The parallel combination of these two is coming equivalently in series to the positive sequence circuit of this one. Okay, so that's why this is your Thevenin's equivalent of a two-phase line to ground faults. I hope this is clear to you. If you have any doubts, you can put your comments, write down in the comment section. I wish you like, subscribe our channel and give us the best comments which you feel. I hope this is clear to you. So in the line to line fault, we have seen that the positive and negative sequence components are same, but they are opposite. That's why they are connected in parallel with the they are connected to the fault impedance. Okay, whereas in the line to ground, double line to ground fault, the positive sequence component is connected in series with the parallel combination of negative and zero sequence components. I hope this is clear to you. So you just remember the thing that in the double line to ground fault, we have a double combination of the line to ground fault as well as in the line to line fault. Now let's move further. Let's take an example on this. Now consider this same example as shown in the previous two examples. Let us consider the same generator as shown in this figure as well, and let us assume the generator is operating without any load and is bolted to and a bolted double line to ground fault occurs in phase B and C. That means your ZF is assumed to be equal to 0, and the equivalent circuit of the fault is being shown to you. From this we can write the equivalent circuit is also been given to you. This is phase A, and a phase B and C are get short circuited and in series with the ground fault. This is your ground impedance. Look at here. This is your Zn. Okay. So from this figure I can write that EBN plus Vn, which will be equal to 1 angle 120 degree minus plus Vn. Therefore, when I substitute the values, I will be getting this equation. Let us assume it as equation number 1. Similarly, I can write it for the phase C, and we know that for the neutral it will be like this. I am assuming it as equation number 3. Now combining above three equations, I can write in a vector matrix form that IFB in the form of IFB, IFC and the voltage equations. I will be writing in this way. Okay, that is equal to IFB and IFC have been taken over here, and it will be 0.25 and 0.025. Here it will be 0.025 and here it will be 0.25, and we have considered over there. Now solving this above equation, we will get that IFB is coming equal to minus 3.849 plus 1.8182. Similarly, IFC is coming to be 3.849 plus J 1.8182. Now, if I would like to find out the sequence components for the fault current, then I will be multiplying these equations with the matrix C. We know that the IFA naught is equal IFA is equal to 0. Okay, so therefore it is equal to 0, and we can say that J of, when I substitute this value of IFB and IFC, I will be getting that IFA will be equal to this one, and IFC, IF0, IF1 and IF2 will be are coming to be like this. I hope this is clear to you. So when I solve these equations, I will be getting that your equivalent circuit for the system would be like this, somewhat like this. This is your positive sequence circuit. Then we will be having the negative sequence circuit, and we will be having the zero sequence circuit. Zn, Z2, this will be your Z1, and this will be your 1 angle 0. Now look at this. your Z1 is coming to be, this is equal to, this will be your IF A1, this will be your IF A naught, and this will be your IF AN, IF A2. So IF A1 will be equal to be J 1.212. IF A naught is coming to be, sorry, IF A1 IFA1 is coming to be minus J 2.8283, and IFA naught is coming to be J 1.2121, and this IFA2 is coming to be minus J 1.6162. Okay, you have seen that I have not included the fault impedance. Why? Because it has been given in the question that the fault impedance is equal to 0. That is, it is a voltage to single double line to ground fault. That is, your ZF is considered to be equal to 0. I hope this is clear to you. So we have seen that how to calculate, how to draw the sequence circuit. This is your sequence network for 2LG fault. That is your double line to ground fault. I hope this is clear to you. Okay, Zn is coming. Zn is taken as 3Zn over here. Look at this previous one. This is your ZF, 3ZF, sorry, and this is your ZK naught. Okay, uh, it would be more somewhat, okay, correct it. That will be Zn. Okay, I hope this is clear. Any doubts in this? If you have still any doubts, you can write to us on your comment sections. We will try to clarify it as soon as possible when we will see the comments. Now let's do some MCQs. While doing some MCQs, let's discuss about this first question. For a single line to ground fault, the zero sequence currents are given by 3J per unit, J3 per unit. The current carried by the neutral during the fault is. It has been given. Look at this question. It has been given that a single line to ground fault occurred. A single line to ground fault has occurred and a zero sequence current, that is your IA naught, is given, that is your J3 per unit, and the fault carried by the neutral is during the fault is. What will the fault carried during the neutral? So when you have to calculate such type of questions, what you have to do, you just try to solve and then I will show it to you. You just try to solve and then I will show you how to solve these. It's very quite simple. I've told you that when we are dealing with the single line to ground fault, we know that your IFA is equal to IFA neutral is coming to be equal to your 3 times of IA naught. So directly when I substitute, it will be equal to 3 times of 3j, it will be equal to 9j per unit. So the correct answer is answer number C. Now the next question is, when a fault occurs in a power system, the zero sequence component of the current becomes zero. That means a fault has occurred. In this question, it is saying that a fault has occurred. We don't know the type of the fault, and we just directly came to know that a zero sequence fault current, that is your IA naught, is equal to zero. Then the type of the fault is what? I just recently explained you. You just try to solve, and then I will explain. In which type of faults the fault current is equal to zero? Remember this trick. Then when the fault zero sequence component is equal to zero, then there is an absence of the ground fault. Okay, so what are the options in this in which you are getting the absence of ground fault? Only one option is been given, that is your option number B, which is equal to the line to line fault. Only in the line to line fault your IA naught is equal to 0. Whereas in three phase to ground fault it is not equal to 0. Double line to ground fault also the zero sequence component existed, and single line to ground fault also the zero sequence component also existed. I hope this is clear to you. Next question says that the following sequence currents were recorded in the power system. The following sequence currents were recorded in the power system under a faulted condition where I positive is been given and I negative is been given and I zero is been given. The positive, negative and zero sequence currents are been given, and you have been asked what type of a fault is this. Look at this very closely. The I positive IA1 is given as J 1.923 and IA2 is given minus J 0.8 per unit, and IA naught is given minus J 1.246 per unit. Now, how we can identify the type of fault? So first of all, it's very important that all the types of sequence components are present. That is, the positive, negative, and zero sequence components are present. So we can say that it will be a ground fault will be existing in this. A ground fault will be existing in this. So it is clear that the line to line fault cannot be the answer. Okay. Now what type of fault is it? Line to ground fault or double line to ground fault? That has to be seen. Now we know that in a double line to ground fault, your IFA1 is equal to IFA2 plus of IFA0. Okay, so when I add these, that is minus 1.246 and 0.8, what I will be getting? We are getting to be exactly near to, sorry, IFA1 is given J 1.923 and IFA2 is given minus J 0.8 and IF3 is IFA0 is been given minus J 1.246. So obviously in this the fault currents are there, the ground fault will be existing. So how to solve this? You can directly see that line to line fault cannot be the option. Now line to ground fault, can it be have a ground line to ground fault? No, we cannot have, because in this case all the phase currents are equal, which is not an option, which are not equal. So we can also say that this is not an option. Three phase fault, can we have a three phase fault? No, this cannot also be not option. Only the remaining option is that line to line to ground fault, that is your double LG fault. In this way also you can try to solve these questions very easily and quickly without solving these types of problems numerically. Now question number 4 says that which type of the network gets affected by the method of neutral grounding. That means which type of the network gets affected by the neutral grounding. Yes. Is it a zero sequence network? Is it a positive sequence network? It's a negative sequence network, or all of the above? It's very quite obvious. Then the neutral grounding will only be affected by only the zero sequence networks. Okay, the positive and negative sequence networks will not be affecting the neutral grounding. The neutral grounding will only be affected by the zero sequence network. The question number 5 says that the zero sequence current flows in the transmission line when there is what? I've already shared such type of problem with you. You try to solve it with your own. Question number 6 says that the zero sequence fault currents are absent when the fault is. This is also quite similar type of questions, but it is been of asked in an opposite way. So I'm so also leaving it to you. You try to solve it with you, and drop the answers in the comment section. Okay. In this seventh question, it has been asked, when the line to ground fault occurs, the current is faulted phase is 100 ampere. The current in the fault phase is 100 ampere. The zero sequence current in this case would be, it is said that it is a single line to ground fault. It is single line to ground fault. What will be the zero sequence circuit in this? Yes, tell me. I've told you in the previous question that it will be equal to IA by 3, which is equal to 100 by 3, which is coming to be 33.33 amperes. So the correct answer is answer number 3. Okay. Now in this question number 8, the star connected 3-phase 11 kV 25 ampere alternator with its neutral grounded through 0.033 per unit reactance has positive, negative and zero sequence reactance as this and this respectively. A single line to ground fault on one of its terminal would result in what MVA? I'm leaving it to you. Try to solve it. It's a very important question. I'm marking it with a star. We'll solve it later. Okay, just you try to solve it. It's very simple. That is a star connected 3-phase alternator is there. Okay, and the neutral grounded is been given. It is given 0.033 per unit, and the positive, negative and zero sequence impedances are also given, and a single line to ground fault has occurred, and it has been asked that what would be the fault MVA. Okay, try to solve it. I've already given in the previous slides. You just go through those and solve it. Now the next question says that the severity of the line to ground fault and the 3-phase fault at the terminal of an unloaded synchronous generator is same. That is, if the terminal voltage is 1 per unit, then Z1 and Z2 are same, and it is Z2 is also given. Then for the alternator, the required inductive reactance to neutral grounding is what? This is very important question. I'm marking it with a star. You try to solve it with this. I'm marking it with a double star. Okay. Try to solve it. We will discuss it in the try to solve it, and drop your answers in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share, and drop the answers in the comment section. Now in this is another question which is important. So when a 50 MVA 11 kV 3-phase generator is subjected to 3-phase fault, the fault current is minus J5 per unit. When it is subjected to line fault, the positive sequence current is minus J4 per unit. Then the positive sequence and negative sequence reactances are what? You have been given that a three-phase fault has occurred and a fault current is minus J5 per unit. That is, a symmetrical fault has occurred. Remember, a symmetrical fault has occurred and the positive sequence current has been given. You have been asked to find out the positive negative sequence reactances. Okay, so it's quite simple. Just go through the previous sections of symmetrical faults videos, and the solution may be given over there in form of formula. You just try to solve it with your own. We will discuss it later in the next sessions, and just drop the solutions in the comment section. Thank you so much.